So this is the quickest turn of events that I have seen in a while. So you have the god Noah, the god of track. Um, he clearly won, right? And initially, people had a negative reaction towards him because he was, saying a lot of stuff, had a lot of bravado, had too much confidence, right? And people were really ecstatic. It was like, oh, he look at that, he got silver. He's not really yeah and then later on he did another run and he came in and won gold. And people lost their minds. They didn't know what to say. They were like, oh well, really, he's not, the fastest man on the planet.
Can you really go around claiming I'm the fastest, I'm the greatest, I'm this, that, and the other thing when you won by 5/100ths of a second? This is not exactly Usain Bolt throwing up deuces like a peace sign to the guys behind him, like Tyreek Hill streaking into the end zone. You won by 5/100ths of a second. Like there needs to be a little more humility when you win by 5/100ths of a second.
Like it's crazy work when you listen to people speak and they try to question the legitimacy of somebody who literally ran for the United States, representing a whole country, waving the flag, wearing the colors, everything. And you have people trying to question, like, hey, well, you need to be a little bit more humble because you really didn't run that fast. A lot of people trying to challenge on if he ran this or that ain't never run in a life. If they take 3 steps, they're literally falling directly over. You're going to have to call EMS. A lot of people leaving comments about this man should not be leaving comments because you're not even athletically inclined to realistically even have this discussion at all. So it moved from that main goalpost of if he's the fastest, oh, he's talking too much humility, to this. Let's look at some of them. Mom just called me into the living room and asked if I knew whether or not Noah was gay. I said I wasn't sure, and she paused for a second, then just looked at me and stated, quote, so do straight men wear nail polish now? I'm just tired. Another person said, wait, is Noah gay? Not that it really matters, but never knew. He got the voice and nail polish too. Another person, Noah is a word I had to block out. Even without the nail painted, hating ends, right? And underneath, the guy was responding to a post from D Wade who stated, and he got his nails painted. LMAO, say something. Another person underneath that said, there's been talk, old Noah is a zesty. What up with these Negroes wearing nail polish with designs, right? So it went from trying to critique the running. So I guess once he won the medals and, things are looking pretty much solidified, people are just trying to find another way to critique him, another way to, try to move. And I'm like, that's a little bit weird to me how first it's in a sense him versus the world, right? And then it's him healthily, thinking about, sportsmanship and camaraderie and, battling. It's him versus the other countries, right? Him versus Jamaica, right? So you got the Jamaicans who are voting for their own, and they're against the Americans who are running against, their people. So you got the Jamaicans. Then on top of that, you got the United States. Then on top of that, you have Black Americans. This man literally, in a sense, has nobody that is behind him at this moment in time. And they moved it again from him being running and if he's going to win or not to him talking about the NBA and all this other type of stuff, but yet he still won, so he backed up what he stated, to now people want to talk about, oh, he's zesty, he's this, his nails are painted, this is quite questionable, da 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 da. I can already hear it already. Some people are like, well, this isn't making it any better. His mother has her nails painted like this, and he has his nails painted like this. Sounds like well, Cedric, just say that you want to sit up there and paint your nails. If that's what it is, just right. So this is the caption of the post. Noah's mom, Keisha Bishop, has the Jamaican and American flag on her nails in support of Noah. and Junelle running at the Olympics. Why is this important? Right? Why is it important that Seji is showcasing the nails? Right? Because I want to showcase two things. Number one, his mom is supporting two people that are actually running. And if you look in the background further, you see two flags, one American, one Jamaican. Some people are like, oh, that's a little bit weird. Oh, so we're dealing with somebody that's not even Black American. We're dealing with somebody that's half and half. Right? Because people want to start going on that tip on if people are actually FBA and all this other type of stuff. The other thing I also want to point out the fact of if you look at the ring, that means that that woman is married, right? Which also means that Noah has a father, right? Which means that he comes from a two-parent household. And now that brings us to this, the beautiful couple, American sprinter Noah Lyles and Jamaican runner Junelle Broomfield. Both past Olympic medalists are competing in Paris in 2024. They began dating in August of 2022, keeping their romance private. Beautiful couple, black on black, right? Beautiful skin. And again, I'm looking at the whole thing, just like with Simone Biles, where you had people wanted to talk about her husband and try to say that she could do better, and they were also trying to say that he's questionable and all. Like I said, whenever that you have a an image of a black man up there, people always number one go to. I can't speak for any other race of men out here, but I can only speak for black men. The main go-to that people always like doing is the sexuality. People always want to sit up there and question, oh, he might be this, he might be that. I'm looking at the walk. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at. I'm like, man, it's crazy. It's like no matter what you do, no matter who you are with as a black man, you're always going to be questioned if you are black enough, if you're strong enough, if you're masculine enough, if you're making enough money. It's just not good enough for anybody directly out here. And these are two medalists. Two medalists. And dare I say it, Noah is basically Wally West. He is the world's fastest man. The world's fastest man. Right? Some people were going to argue, but like, oh, well, actually, that's Usain. We're talking about right now, 2024. Usain Bolt is retired. He is not running. We're not talking about Usain Bolt. He has his legacy and all that other type of good stuff. That's great. Nobody's discounting that. We're talking about right now. Who is that? It is this man right here. This man right here with his beautiful girlfriend who also runs. Again, a lot of people who are critiquing his time are not even built like this. I promise you, the guys are not built like this, and I promise you, the women are not built like this either. And I promise you, both of those groups cannot outrun these two. I promise you, they might be able to run you to a fast food restaurant. They might be able to outrun you to Dairy Queen. They might be able to outrun you to Krispy Kreme, but they're not going to be out there pulling up gold and silver. I promise you that. And I can promise you they're not going to sit up there and represent the United States. The other thing I want to point out as well, too, is that this man is a nerd. He is a geek. He is into anime. This is a rarity to in the sense see, right? Where you have somebody who would be considered a outsider, outcast, whatever it is, the unpopular type of person. Because again, anybody that normally play, let's say Dungeons and Dragons, Yu-Gi-Oh, even to the extent of going back in the day, if you play video games, you were listed as like a nerd. You weren't getting no women, you weren't getting no play, nobody was looking in your direction. And you have a man like that that is the representative of the United States when it deals with track and field, bringing home gold. That speaks volumes. Because at one point in time, I also ran track. And when I see this man up there running, and I know the fact that he is just proudly geeking out and showing what it is that he loves Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm all for it. I'm in 100% support for it. Because far too many times you've had some of the quote unquote most toughest and hardest dudes always saying this, that, and the third, but you never see those dudes representing and, you know, being at the forefront when it deals with America or a positive representation. You can easily have him on the front of a Wheaties box. Little black boys will sit up there and look like, yo, that's the, you know, the world's, you know, fastest man. I want to be just like that. I want to run just as fast, if not faster than him. Like they have something that they can actually chase directly after. A lot of the quote unquote toughest dudes don't really got nothing to chase after except for jail and prison time. gang relations, a lot of things that are negative, and I'm just being real. Like I said, this man worked hard his whole life in order to sit up there and get here. Went through a whole lot of trials, more than likely might have got picked on and bullied and made fun of throughout his life. And now he's here at a world stage while everybody else is just sitting there at the background watching him from a home screen. I know this man. I know who the amount of feelings, the amount of just looking back at everything and seeing how everything played out. I know he's in a whole different space right now. So if he comes through as cocky, if he comes through as bold, he has that right to do that. He earned that right. He is on a world stage fighting against everybody else in order to get the top spot. He did it. A lot of people can't even say that. So now we take a moment to go from bad to worse, right? Because we saw, you know, Black Americans talking about Noah, right? And now you have the whole instance of what his girlfriend has to face. She said, "For all of the Jamaicans in my inbox coming for my complexion, call me black is not an insult. This black is gold." And the reason why she had to state that is because there was something that was stated that she told her boyfriend when it deals with her own people and how it is if they go through the issues of, skin bleaching and different things of that nature. Because down there in a lot of the islands, the main thing that they don't like talking about is the fact that they like to bleach their skin. They don't, in a sense, love the melanin that is in a sense there. And for the life of me, I can't. Now, I've been in America, so I understand why black people here, in a sense, go through that. But if you're over there in the islands, over there in Jamaica, everybody pretty much looks like you. Like it's beautiful all over. It's black gold all over. Like that's something to be embraced. Like the sun loves you, the universe loves you, right? But again, you have some people that don't see it that way. Some people look at it as a curse. They look at it as it's holding them back, and so on and so on. So let me just read a little bit from this article so you can get a further understanding. So this is a opinion piece article that was written, stated, no shame in being black. Person said Jamaican 400-meter Olympian Junelle Broomfield posted on her Instagram stories, "For all the Jamaicans in my inbox coming from my complexion, calling me black is not an insult. This black is gold." Her words were written on a background featuring her beautiful unblemished dark skin. The level of vitriol which has been meted out to this young woman who has represented Jamaica in athletics since she was 8 years old is astounding and unfortunate. Thousands of people on social media have turned against Broomfield over pillow talk with her American partner, world champion Noah Lyles. They have remained steadfast and relentless in pursuit of her head as they tail and troll her across platforms to punish her in a manner akin to that which was meted out in the Scarlet Letter. But some Jamaicans don't believe this is good enough and have used what should be viewed as an achievement to bash her instead, daring her to win a medal, predicting that she will not make it out of round one, wishing that she loses. Derogatory statements about her relationship, calling for her removal from the team are just some of the weapons of choice in this relentless social media war against Broomfield. Yet, she continues to enjoy her time in Paris, something which has upset the mob enough to send them to her inbox and tell her how black she is. For if nothing else will break her, surely that will. This is all I'm saying. At the end of the day, anything that she talked about, everybody already knew. Everybody already knew that Jamaica has a problem with their own skin complexion and color. People like to bleach and dye their skin and whatnot or whatever. At the end of the day, she's proud of the melanin that she has. She looks beautiful. She is directly in the sun. She don't even got like full fledged like like lotion or anything on, and her skin is beautiful. She has a great smile. She is in shape. She is representing her country. She is having fun. But yet, this is what she has to go through. Number one, because she's dating somebody who's Black American. Number two, because she's proud of the melanin that she has. And number four, because she decided to have this conversation, which is a conversation that people have already had a conversation about. It was already out in the open. So for people to act weird about it makes no sense. But better yet, so you got images like this, where you can obviously tell that this is more than likely not this dude's actual color, that he decided to do something directly to himself. This is another reason why you see the girl holding an umbrella, because obviously, if the sun hits him, it's going to be a problem. And also, if the sun hits him, that melanin will start kicking back in. The body is going to be like, yo, something's wrong here. We got to start, reproducing what it is that was naturally here. Like, it's not supposed to look like a barren wasteland. Let's fix this real quick, right? That's how melanin naturally reacts within black people. It's going to come back. And in some instances, it might even come back darker than what it was originally. But like I said before, you have stuff like this that takes place, and they're mad at her for talking about this to her Black American boyfriend. That's crazy to me. That's 100% crazy. And then on top of that, y'all wishing for one of your best who is representing you. Y'all hoping that she loses? What type of trash is that? What type of garbage is that? Yo, that is nonsense. You want somebody who worked their whole life to get to this point, to represent a country and the people that they love. Y'all want her to fail. Wow. Wow. You know, the funniest thing is, looking at the quote unquote diaspora wars, I guess there are certain things that both Black Americans and Jamaicans have in common. The moment in time where both of them hate their own people, they will wish the worst on them. That's the one thing that both parties have in common. Ain't that something? It's like Democrats and Republicans. It's crazy. It's like Bloods and Crips. It's crazy. The moment in time that any of those groups actually hate you, they hate you. And they're going to wish the worst directly for you. That's crazy to me. And anybody who is Jamaican that is online and who was able to see this back and forth, and you ain't saying nothing about it, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you for allowing your people to treat this beautiful woman like that. That's crazy. And like I said before, and people always want to talk about, like, oh yeah, the men in Black America, they don't really, like dark skinned women. Let's talk about the different areas around the world which are highly melanated and they don't like the skin that they have. But nobody wants to talk about that though. Nobody wants to bring up those things. Because the moment in time that you do, you'll see that it's all across the board. Even in the United States, you have Black people that are melanated that don't like the skin that they have. And that's crazy. It's one of the most gifted, beautiful, universe created things that you could actually have. That's how you know that the universe specifically created you for a specific reason. Because of the melanin that you got. You are sun kissed. The sun loves and worships you. It's crazy. But like I said, shame to the to both parties. Shame to the Black Americans for talking about no other God, and shame on y'all for talking negatively about one of your own women from your own country, hoping that she would lose on a world stage, not even a national, a world stage. That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's madness. That is madness. All because you're mad that she's highlighting an issue that you know about. You're just like, oh no, we need to keep that within the island. It's beyond the island. We all already know about it. We all already know about it. And you got one of your people there that's working on making a documentary talking about it openly. So there's that. But y'all ain't gonna have nothing to say about that though. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.